Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Reader Hall. Bienvenue, mesdames et messieurs, et bienvenue à Reader Hall. My name is Emmanuelle Sajous, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies. Je serai votre maître de cérémonie aujourd'hui. Avant de commencer, veuillez noter que notre photographe officiel prendra des photos et elles seront partagées avec vous au cours des prochains jours. Je vous demanderai donc de vous abstenir de prendre des photos. Également, veuillez fermer vos téléphones cellulaires. Our official photographer will be taking photos throughout the event, which will be shared in the coming days. I would therefore ask you to please refrain from taking pictures during the event. As a reminder, could you also ensure that your cell phones are turned off? And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and welcome the official procession, who will be drummed into the room by Inuk Elder July Papatsi. Their Excellencies, the Governor General of Canada and Mrs. Sharon Johnston, the Prime Minister of Canada and Mrs. Grégoire Trudeau, the National Inuit Leader and the Interim President of the Native Women's Association of Canada, the Lieutenant Governors of the province, and the Commissioner of Yukon, and today's outstanding recipient. Veuillez accueillir, au son du tambour de l'aîné Inuk July Papatsi, Leurs Excellences, le Gouverneur général du Canada et Mme Johnston, le Premier ministre du Canada et Mme Grégoire Trudeau, le leader national des Inuits et la présidente intérimaire de l'Association des femmes autochtones du Canada, les lieutenants-gouverneurs des provinces et le commissaire du Yukon, et nos chers récipiendaires. Thank you, Elder Papatsi. Merci. Distinguished guests, distinguished invités, on behalf of their excellencies, welcome to Reader Hall this morning for this special presentation of Canadian honors. L'octroi de distinctions honorifiques permet de rendre hommage de façon tangible et durable aux personnes qui ont fait preuve d'excellence et de dévouement exceptionnel. We are pleased to recognize a number of exceptional individuals for outstanding Indigenous leadership, from grassroots level engagement to contributions made on a national scale, including those who work towards achieving reconciliation in communities across the country. To begin today's ceremony, I invite Elder Claudette Comenda of the Kitigan-Zibi Anishinaabe Algonquin First Nation to offer a prayer. J'invite l'aînée Claudette Comenda à offrir une prière.
Good morning. Your Excellencies, Governor General David Johnston and Mrs. Johnston, the Right Honourable Prime Minister and Madame Sophie Grégoire Trudeau, and to all others, dignitaries, invited guests. I ask at this time if we may please rise and humble ourselves before the ancestors of this land. It is indeed a beautiful day. It is indeed such loving way that we honor and recognize the great leadership and the success of Canadian Indigenous peoples. And I am truly honored to be here to give this words of prayer, pour donner des mots de bénédiction, and to say Kichimigwej Kishimanado. I humbly stand before my ancestors and all of the ancestors, Daspinigeni Genwendagnag, Kichimigwej Migwej Kishimanado, Onje Nongum, Kishimanado, Nibuk Sendam, Kea Butch Kishigun, Onje Kakina, Migwej Kishimanado, Onje, Kizagi Ewin, Mashkawazi Win, Kishimanado, Nibuk Sendam, Kakina, Nichki way dug ashishnabig, minopamatswin, nongom ashishwabang. Creator, it is my prayer for the people that we honor the ancestors and we give you great thanks, Creator, for the beauty of life. And thank you, Creator, for all of the people that are gathered here. We thank you, Creator, for all of your creation and for the love that you've given us. We thank you for your strength, your guidance, and a good life. And it is my prayer for the people, Creator, that you continue to bless everyone who is here in this great circle. Bless them and their families with a good life today and tomorrow. And Creator, may we continue to walk in that great gift that you've given us, Kizagie with love, that we will continue to walk with kindness and respect, and that indeed, Creator, we uphold your great law, and that we celebrate who we are as people with one mind, one heart, and one soul. And we thank the ancestors of this land. Miigwej ni Genwen Daganag, Miigwej Creator. Thank you, merci beaucoup. Miigwej.
Merci, Elder Comenda. J'inviterai maintenant Son Excellence, le Gouverneur Général, à nous adresser la parole. Mesdames et Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, the Governor General of Canada.
Prime Minister, President Obed, Your Honours, parliamentarians, honoured recipients, distinguished guests, Mesdames et Messieurs. As we begin, let me take a moment to recognize that we are gathering for this celebration of outstanding Indigenous leadership on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. Welcome to all of you to Rideau Hall, the home of the people of Canada, for this very special ceremony. We're so pleased to be joined by my colleagues, the Lieutenant Governors and Commissioners from across the country. Welcome. Let me begin by drawing your attention to the painting hanging on the wall behind me. It's by the late Daphne Ojig, who herself was a member of the Order of Canada. Hers is the colorful painting at the bottom right called They Gather to Celebrate. They gather to celebrate. And so we do today. Se rencontrer pour célébrer est la raison de la cérémonie d'aujourd'hui. Nous devons célébrer et honorer les efforts exceptionnels qui veillent à renforcer les collectivités autochtones. Nous nous rencontrons aussi pour mieux faire connaître les histoires, les cultures, les réalisations et les préoccupations des Autochtones. We're gathered to celebrate, to raise awareness of Indigenous histories, cultures, achievements, and concerns, and to create an environment in which reconciliation is possible. There is so much work to be done, but today we pause to recognize your achievements with some of this country's top honors. The Order of Canada, they desire a better country, the motto. The Meritorious Service Decoration, Civil Division, the Polar Medal, and the Sovereign's Medal for Volunteers. You are all so deserving and so representative of this country at its best. The fact that we're seated in a circular formation speaks to our potential to build the better country that features in the motto of the Order of Canada, they desire a better country. The better country we desire is above all more inclusive, one that supports, respects, encourages, and acknowledges the contributions of all peoples, including Indigenous peoples, the original peoples of this land. And let me apologize for not expressing myself correctly on this matter recently. Indigenous peoples are the original peoples of this land. La patrie meilleure que nous désirons tous se veut plus inclusive. Elle doit soutenir, valoriser, encourager et reconnaître les contributions de tous les peuples, y compris des peuples autochtones. Le cercle inclusif qui nous formons présentement est donc un cercle de célébration, de soutien et d'encouragement, d'écoute et d'apprentissage. The inclusive circle we form in this ballroom is one of celebration, of support and encouragement, of listening and of learning. I thank you all for being here. Together, you come from right across this remarkable, vast and diverse land from coast to coast to coast. You live, work, and volunteer in urban and rural communities from coast to coast to coast. You're involved in a wide range of activities: health, law, arts and culture, languages, business, and so much more. But what unites your efforts is a dedication to doing what is right and to doing it extraordinarily well. Aujourd'hui, nous vous disons merci et nous mettons en valeur vos exemples pour inspirer d'autres personnes à suivre vos traces. Et c'est la première d'une série de cérémonies qui se dérouleront partout au pays. This is the first of a number of special ceremonies lieutenant governors and commissioners will hold this year across Canada, bringing together Indigenous and non-Indigenous people to celebrate excellence. We want to present this picture of excellence to all Canadians. It's a picture of this country at its finest: diverse, creative, compassionate, bold, and energetic. It's also a picture that predates Confederation, which we celebrate this year in the knowledge that, as the Royal Commission on Aboriginal Peoples put it, the first confederal bargain was with First Peoples. That bargain recognized we must work together if we are to survive and thrive in this vast and challenging land. And that's precisely what all of you have been doing in such a variety of ways. Aujourd'hui, nous vous remercions pour votre leadership et nous vous rendons hommage avec ces distinctions honorifiques. Vous avez amélioré la vie de vos concitoyens. You've made a difference in people's lives. You've strengthened your communities in countless ways. You've pushed Canada to become a better country for everyone. Congratulations on all you've achieved. Je vous souhaite le plus grand succès. Kitchi, Miigwech to all of you.
Merci, Excellence. It is now my great pleasure to invite Ms. Joanna Dindisi-Kwe, a Sogi and Ojibwe artist, to perform two songs. The first is an aria cuyas from the opera Louis Riel, and the second, a song that is used to lift the spirits of Indigenous women, called the Strong Woman Song. C'est avec plaisir que j'invite Madame Dindissekwe à chanter 2 pièces de musique, un de l'opéra Louis Riel et l'autre une chanson traditionnelle autochtone.
Oh no, oh no, oh, oh, oh no, way
Thank you for this beautiful performance. I now invite Mr. Stephen Wallace, Secretary to the Governor General, to read the citation. J'invite Monsieur Stephen Wallace, secrétaire du Gouverneur Général, à lire les citations.
Bonjour. Good morning. The Order of Canada was established in 1967 by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II as the first Canadian honour. Today, it is a centrepiece of our honour system, and this year we are proud to celebrate 50 years of honouring Canadians who desire a better country. Les compagnons, les officiers et les membres de l'Ordre du Canada stimulent notre imagination et unissent nos communautés en se mettant à leur service. To receive the insignia of Officer of the Order of Canada, récipiendaire de l'insigne d'officier de l'Ordre du Canada, Sylvia Maracle. Sylvia Miracle has been a leader in shaping the urban Indigenous experience in Canada. As the Executive Director of the Ontario Federation of Indigenous Friendship Centres, she has transformed the organization from a handful of reception hubs for migrating Indigenous peoples into more than 24 culturally grounded centres of community building. An in-demand consultant, speaker, social activist, and cultural-based practitioner, she is actively involved in diverse initiatives supporting the well-being of Indigenous peoples across Canada. Ms. Miracle. To receive the insignia of Member of the Order of Canada, récipiendaire de l'insigne de Membre de l'Ordre du Canada, Gord Downy. For over 30 years, Gord Downy has been the frontman for the Tragically Hip, is considered one of Canada's most beloved artists. He is renowned for his memorable performances, his songwriting, and his lyrical references, creating a sense of what it is like to love and to live in this country. His charitable contributions and social activism continue to have a significant impact. He is devoted to promoting dialogue, raising awareness of the history of residential schools, and moving the country along the path to reconciliation. The Order of Canada insignia awarded to the other members of the Tragically Hip, Rob Baker, Johnny Fay, Paul Langlois, and Gord Sinclair, will be presented to them at a later date. Mr. Downie. Jacqueline Guest. Jacqueline Guest has been a staunch advocate of youth and adult literacy in Canada and abroad. An author with strong Métis roots, she has penned numerous novels that have inspired a love of reading among children and teenagers while showcasing Indigenous culture and teaching readers to overcome obstacles. Over the course of her career, she has also served as a guest speaker and educator in Canadian, American, and Tanzanian schools and libraries, where she has promoted literacy and emphasized the importance of storytelling in Canadian history. Ms. Guest. The Governor General will now proceed with the presentation of the Meritorious Service Declaration, which recognizes individuals whose achievements have demonstrated an outstanding level of service. Le Gouverneur Général remettra maintenant des décorations pour services méritoires. To receive the Meritorious Service Cross, récipiendaire de la Croix du Service Méritoire, Alithia Adju Anakuk Baril. The founder of Unakat Studio Inc., Alithia Adju Anakuk Baril, inspires Inuit communities to reconnect with their ancestral values and lost traditions through her many films. Considered one of Canada's top female directors, she uses her films to document the Inuit language and culture in communities throughout Nunavut. Ms. Anakuk Baril. J. Wilton Littlechild and Marie Wilson. Justice Murray Sinclair, Chief Wilton Littlechild, and Marie Wilson shouldered the responsibility for the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada with fortitude, compassion, and perseverance. Over 6 years, they led the examination of the Indian residential school system, combing through myriad documents and witnessing the courage of survivors who shared their stories. Their final report invites all Canadians to confront the inequities of the past and calls on governments and individuals alike to move forward with greater understanding towards reconciliation. The Meritorious Service Cross awarded to the Honourable Murray Sinclair will be presented to him at a later date. We begin with Chief Littlechild. Ms. Wilson. Stanley Volant. Pour valoriser l'héritage culturel autochtone, le Dr Stanley Volant a entrepris Innu-Meshkinu, le chemin Innu, une marche de 6000 km à travers les communautés autochtones de l'Est du Canada. Cette initiative a inspiré une multitude de marcheurs autochtones et non autochtones à se joindre à lui. mais surtout a incité toute une génération de jeunes à persévérer dans leurs études et à aller au bout de leurs rêves. Dr. Vollant. To receive the Meritorious Service Medal, récipiendaire de la médaille du service méritoire, Elder John Edward Elliott, Elder Elmer Sinimpton George. Elder John Elliott and Elder Elmer Sinimpton George translated the Douglas Treaties of the mid-1850s into the Lekonen First Nation language. This has provided a foundation for reconciliation and lasting relationships between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Canadians of today. We begin with Elder Elliott. Hovak Johnston. Hovak Johnston and Marjorie Tabone created the Inuit Tattoo Revitalization Project to re-establish an Inuit form that was on the verge of being lost. Traditionally, tattoos were given to women by women as a rite of passage and to represent their family's heritage. The project reconnected more than 24 women with their culture and inspired a new generation to carry on this tradition. The Meritorious Service Medal awarded to Ms. Tabone will be presented to her at a later date. Mrs. Johnston. Tina Keeper, Andre Lewis, and posthumously, Mary Richard. Fulfilling the vision of the late Mary Richard, Tina Keeper and Andre Lewis produced Going Home, Start Truth and Reconciliation. Performed across the country by the Royal Winnipeg Ballet, it tells the story of a young Aboriginal couple confronting a painful past. This emotional production sheds light on the significant impact of residential schools on our history and helps to establish new relationships among Canadians. The Meritorious Service Medal awarded to the late Mary Richard will be presented to her granddaughter, Miss Ashley Richard. Concrétisant la vision de la regrettée Mary Richard, Tina Keeper et André Lewis ont produit Going Home, Start Truth and Reconciliation. Présenté dans de nombreuses villes canadiennes par le Royal Winnipeg Ballet, ce spectacle relate l'histoire d'un jeune couple autochtone qui s'efforce d'assumer un passé dévastateur, alliant une forme artistique européenne traditionnelle et la culture des Premières Nations. Cette œuvre riche en émotions fait la lumière sur les répercussions profondes des pensionnats indiens sur notre histoire et cherche à tisser de nouveaux liens entre les Canadiens. La médaille du service méritoire décernée à Mary Richard sera remise à sa petite-fille, Madame Ashley Richard. We begin with Ms. Keeper. Monsieur Lewis. Ms. Richard. William McLeod. William McLeod is a leader in economic development for Northern Quebec. In a single decade, he made the Cree Construction and Development Company one of the top construction companies in Quebec. His economic achievements have since inspired Cree youth, motivating them to take on leadership roles in their communities while remaining true to their roots. Mr. McLeod. The Meritorious Service Medal awarded to Ms. MacDonald will be presented to her at a later date. Julie Pellissier Lush. Founding member of the Mi'kmaq Legends Theatre Troupe, Julie Pellissier Lush preserves the legends of her ancestors through her work as a writer, actress, and mentor to young performers. She is the glue that holds them together as they combine drama, storytelling, music, and dance to share tales of the past with today's youth. Ms. Pellissier Lush. Percy Saccoby. Percy Saccoby built the Take a Break Lodge, a cabin on St. Mary's First Nation, to help people on their journey to recovery from mental illness and addiction. Having experienced the benefits of the traditional sweat ceremony himself, he wanted to give his community access to a safe and welcoming place to practice self-reflection, to reconnect spiritually, and to recover from their ailments. Mr. Saccoby. Jordan Tutu. Jordan Tutu uses his star power as an NHL hockey player to promote healthy lifestyles in Canada's north. Through the Team Tutu Fund, he encourages conversations about addiction and suicide and inspires youth to stay in school and pursue their dreams. Mr. Tutu. His Excellency will now present the Polar Medal, which celebrates Canada's northern heritage and recognizes persons who render extraordinary services in the polar regions. Son Excellence remettra maintenant la médaille polaire qui célèbre l'héritage nordique du Canada. To receive the Polar Medal, récipiendaire de la médaille polaire, Anne Maji Rader. Anne Rader has demonstrated exemplary dedication to community healing and enhanced safety. As the Executive Director of the Liard Aboriginal Women's Society, LAWS, she was instrumental in the creation of the Together for Justice Community Safety Protocol, which has profoundly strengthened community police relations in Watson Lake, Yukon. This protocol has since been adopted by communities throughout Northern Canada and has achieved similar successful outcomes. Ms. Rader. Darlene Scurvy. As an early childhood educator at the Duska Head Start Family Learning Centre, Darlene Scurvy actively promotes the preservation of traditional language and culture. With the assistance of elders, she provides preschool-aged children with a range of culturally relevant learning experiences that incorporate social interaction and language instruction. Ms. Scurvy. The Governor General will now present the Sovereign's Medal for Volunteers, which recognizes volunteer achievements of Canadians. La prochaine distinction qui sera présentée est la médaille du souverain pour les bénévoles. To receive the Sovereign's Medal for Volunteers, récipiendaire de la médaille du souverain pour les bénévoles, Barbara Bernard. A community builder and organizer, Bernard has served nearly a decade in the Aboriginal Women's Association of Prince Edward Island and has generously shared her knowledge and teachings with young people from across the province. Ms. Bernard. Pauline Bush. President of the Aboriginal Women of Manitoba, Pauline Bush championed several important initiatives to eliminate family violence and crimes against Indigenous women and girls. She has also demonstrated a passionate commitment to restorative justice through involvement with Indian Residential Schools Resolutions Canada. Mrs. Bush. Anita Campbell. A dedicated supporter of the Métis people, Anita Campbell has helped to deliver vital services and programs to members of her community and has inspired others to follow in her footsteps. Ms. Campbell. William Cranmer. Chief Bill Cranmer was instrumental in repatriating potlatch artifacts and in founding 2 cultural centres in British Columbia to preserve and exhibit these sacred items. Chief Cranmer. Pamela Glode Desrochers. As the Executive Director of the Mi'kmaq Native Friendship Centre, Pamela Glode Desrochers has worked for 25 years to reduce poverty and crime and to promote the personal and community well-being of Halifax's urban Aboriginal population. Ms. Glode Desrochers. Daryl Dancing Buffalo Kootenay. Daryl Dancing Buffalo Kootenay has rapidly become a leading force for change through his work with such organizations as Canada World Youth and Canada Bridges. He is also committed to helping youth in his own community and is noted for founding the first Stoney Nakoda Youth Council. Mr. Kootenay. Jarek Lehman. A dynamic volunteer and community leader, Jarek Lehman has generously given of his time to numerous causes in support of Indigenous youth, entrepreneurs, and LGBTQ issues. Mr. Lehman. Oblasamwez Imelda Purley. Teacher and Malice speaker Imelda Purley has committed much of her time to teaching language, storytelling, and other traditions in Indigenous communities. Her efforts have fostered greater understanding and tolerance among the citizens of St. Mary's, Kinclear, and Tobique First Nations. Mrs. Purley. Odell Pike. A prominent advocate for Indigenous women and seniors, Odell Pike has worked tirelessly to advance the cause of her people through her involvement with numerous provincial organizations, including the Newfoundland Aboriginal Women's Network and the Newfoundland Network for the Prevention of Elder Abuse. Ms. Pike. Marilyn Sartre. Marilyn Sartre has dedicated her life to supporting Indigenous communities in Prince Edward Island by taking on several leadership positions, notably with the Aboriginal Nurses Association of Canada and the Aboriginal Women's Association of PEI. Mrs. Sartre. Félicitons ensemble une dernière fois nos récipiendaires. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating today's recipients.
Maintenant, là?
On va ramener monsieur à son
OK.
siège.
Avant que je parle? It is now my pleasure to invite Ms. Laura Gagnon, an Ojibwe singer from our land, First Nations, to share with us an honor song to celebrate today's recipient. Madame Laura Gagnon. Thank you. I would now invite Mr. Tom Jackson, Officer of the Order of Canada and recipient of the Governor General Performing Arts Award, to offer closing remarks. J'inviterai Monsieur Tom Jackson, officier de l'Ordre du Canada et récipiendaire du prix du Gouverneur général pour les arts du spectacle, à nous dire quelques mots.
Who's going to be there? Well, I'm going to be in a room full of geniuses. What did I say? Nothing. first time, it might surprise you. I love you. People often wonder how we as individuals, people survive. But we have something different. You all have something different. Somewhere in the soul, somewhere in the depths of the soul. I liken it to a race. It's not a race, but I liken it to a race that maybe you get into and you don't win the first time. You get into the race again and you fall. You have to get up and you fall again. You get up, but you're stronger, and you fall again. And you're stronger, and you're stronger. And eventually you finish the race. I wonder how it is that you find that courage to bring you to a spot that allows you to be a living legacy in a country that needs legacy, that needs champions, that needs leaders by example. Who will get us to freedom in our own country? Who will get us? Will it be our Prime Minister? I think so. Will it be our Governor General? I hope so. But maybe it's you. Maybe it's you who lead and leave an example for our children. Maybe it's our children who get us. I'm asked from time to time, would you like to see a better candidate? If you'd like to see a better candidate, say aye. Aye. Okay, some of you. If you'd like to see a better candidate, say aye. Aye. If you'd like to see a better candidate, say love. Love. Canada's better already. You know, I think if you want to see a better Canada, you should maybe see Canada better. Go places and do things with your mother, father, sister, your brother, your children. Go places that you've never gone. Stuff. Things you've thought of, maybe couldn't put your thumb out on the road and get it. Let me take you on a little journey. Think of Cambridge Bay. I went to Cambridge Bay once, and I got out in the ice far enough that I couldn't hear the electricity going through the power line. And all of a sudden I started hearing a buzz, and then 2 buzzes, and 3 buzzes, and 4, and then 15 buzzes. Well, they were snowmobiles. It was a hockey team. They were going to a tournament where they were guaranteed third because there was only 3 teams in the tournament. Go to Old Crow and maybe taste the best caribou stew on the planet. Or go down to Kiski office and dance with the grandmothers. And the more you dance with them, the younger they get. Go over to Alberta, maybe see the Badlands, maybe visit Charlie Weasel, my good friend from the Blood Reserve. Get a hug from Charlie, I'll never forget that. I asked him, why don't you just stay here? Why don't you go somewhere else? And he looks at me like I'm nuts. And he said, can't you feel it? Can't you feel it? And go over to Saskatchewan and stand on a teepee circle. Take your shoes off. Take your socks off. You'll stand there, I'm telling you, it'll be so awesome, it'll bring tears to your eyes. Go to Manitoba. Maybe go to Rankin Inlet. And if you're lucky, you'll hear Susan Aglukark. She'll bring tears to your eyes. Go over to the East Coast. Visit Burnt Christmas. Remember to. Maybe he'll give you a lobster feast. He might say, yeah, well, why do you want to have bugs what walks on the bottom of the ocean? Or maybe go to Quebec and maybe William will take you goose hunting in the spring. Okay? Or maybe come here and see the maple leaf in the land of the Algonquin. You see this maple leaf? Look. See this maple leaf? That's my sister. I love the maple leaf. The maple leaf is my sister. I want to ask you to do something. I want to ask you to believe for 5 seconds. I only want 5 seconds of your life to believe that just maybe I'm your brother. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, got it. Okay. Now, if that's my sister and I'm your brother, now how do you see that flag? See, we live in a real diverse country with 1,000 colors. But I work with the Red Cross, and I can tell you, the Red Cross reminds me of First Nation communities, because if something goes wrong in your community, your province, your country, the world, all of that color goes away. And we become a family. So, you made a contribution to a nation. But I think you made a national contribution to humanity. And I am so very proud to be here with you today.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, in a moment, the formal ceremony will conclude with the singing of the national anthem by Dr. Gord Downy. Please remain at your seat until the official party and the recipient have left the room. Mesdames et messieurs, dans quelques instants, nous conclurons cette cérémonie avec l'interprétation de l'hymne national. Veuillez demeurer à vos places jusqu'à ce que la suite officielle ait quitté la pièce. On behalf of the whole Reader Hall family, thank you once again for joining us today to celebrate these great recipients. Merci de votre présence aujourd'hui et maintenant l'hymne national. Miigwech, thank you.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. God is so